So Evan Roos has been added to the Springboks squad, and while Stormers fans will be really, really happy that his form is being rewarded with a call-up, obviously it's bittersweet because the flip side of that is Cameron Hanekom is injured, and it's a like for like. Two incredibly talented young number 8s. Hanekom now injured. He looks set, for my money, for a breakout 2025, and I hope the injury's not too bad. Doesn't look good for the final of the URC, I guess, with Roos's call-up. Doesn't look good for the July Test series as well, so we'll watch that one with interest. But on the subject of Evan Roos, I just think it's broader. I'll talk about that specific selection, but I think it'd be quite interesting to talk about, you know, those players who sometimes, for whatever reason, their face just doesn't quite fit. For whatever reason, and it could be rugby, it could be non-rugby reasons, a coach just decides, you're not for me. And there's so many examples of this. In fact, tell me in the comments those players. I'm thinking straight away Danny Cipriani, mercurial English fly half, should have had way more caps, just based purely on natural talent. He should have had way more rugby for England. But there are reasons, some rugby, I suspect, quite a lot of them non-rugby, why that never actually happened. So yeah, tell me some other examples in the comments, please. Oh, it was the same with Stefan Armitage. He won the Hanekom Cup. He was the European Player of the Year, but when he was in England, he couldn't get a look in. Man, it's hot here. Welcome to Greece, by the way. Kalimera. Yeah, and thank you very much as well for the absolute ribbing I rightly took in the last videos for the pale state of my shoulders. Although I will say, in my defence, I was wearing a vest because I'm very aware that my shoulders are extremely pale. In fact, just to reassure you, this is a t-shirt, not my bare chest. Although the colour of my actual bare chest, you wouldn't know the difference. In fact, my favourite comment, there were so many really good ones, and thank you. I think my favourite comment was, "Oh, thanks for the video, Tim. You just reminded me I need to buy some milk." Very good, very good. Yeah, I'm happy to be the butt of the joke. What I would say is I was wearing a vest because I'm aware that my shoulders are so pale, translucent even. And so it's a bit like, if you laugh at me, it's a bit like laughing at someone who's overweight in the gym, trying to shift it. You know what, they're there working hard. I was there getting my guns out to try and get rid of the pasty white complexion. But anyway, that's a completely different story. Please do leave your comments, and I love it. So, players that faces don't fit. Yeah, Evan Roos. Now, I've heard lots of rumours about why this guy was not selected for the Boks. I don't really like speculating or talking about things that I don't know to be true on this channel. I just think I'd rather people that know exactly what they're talking about, I'd rather they said. And I'll just leave the rumours out there. But there are definite rumours as to why Evan Roos has not been picked by Rassie Erasmus. Could just be a clash of personalities. I mean, Rassie was the first person to admit that he was not the best teammate, not the best character when he was a player. I think he even sort of said that he wouldn't have picked himself. So there's that phrase that he used in the Chasing the Sun documentary, which I just think is brilliant. It's not about picking the best player, it's about picking the right player. And I don't know, as I say, I'm not going to speculate, but I would suggest, just based purely on the evidence of what I see watching the rugby, I think Evan Roos's non-selection initially in the alignment camp and then in the Boks squad was because of something non-rugby related. Although I don't know. Maybe with Jasper Wiese and Cam Hanekom, maybe he thought, that's it, that's all I need. But from a purely rugby perspective, what I've seen this season is Evan Roos absolutely tearing it up for the Stormers. I think he's been brilliant. And crucially, what's always been a bit of an Achilles heel for him in the URC the last couple of years, it's just trying too hard. Giving away silly penalties, trying for the miracle offload, trying to do too much himself, not just being a system team man. And we've seen with the Boks, that's how you got to be. You've got to be a system man, you've got to be a team man, you've got to be the right player, not the best player. And I think he's done that this year. So I think if there was a message sent in previous seasons, I think it's a case of message received now. Maybe that's why he's been picked up now. But clearly, he was picked up with Cam Hanekom being injured. Oh, sorry, it just took... Every time I look around, I've been coming here for literally decades, since I was 10 years old. Amazing. I'm going to sit down. So yeah, tell me what you think. I've seen someone that's been ace for the Stormers this year. But is he actually going to get Test rugby? Sometimes all you need is an opportunity, isn't it? We've seen so many great players not get a look in, and then they get an opportunity by whatever means, and then they go and completely flip the script and change things. And Ben Earl is a great example of that. Again, thinking with my English hat on, he was overlooked for so long by Eddie Jones, and Steve Borthwick wasn't going to pick him until there was a bunch of injuries, picked him, and he became England's best back row player and one of the best number 8s in the world. Same goes with, let's think about it. Oh, so even though it got a load of stick, the Ford Farrell 10-12 combo, which, you know, got England to a World Cup final, won Grand Slams, beat that brilliant New Zealand team in 2019. That was only as a result of lots and lots of injuries, and they had no choice but to do it, and it led to a world record equaling 19 Test wins in a row. So these things can and do happen, and I would not be surprised if it happens with Cameron Hanekom, because he's 25, that's still really young, but he is ridiculously talented, and I think he's had a brilliant season. I'm going to start walking again now. It's just a coastal path, just up from where my folks live, and I run up and down here regularly, and not in this heat. Jeez, I'm sweating now, sweating cobs, and I'm only walking. It's so hot. I need to get in. I need to go and have a siesta, get in the shade. So yeah, I would not be surprised if Hanekom's loss is Roos's gain, but I think the bottom line is that there is two rude, wild number 8 talents there. So it's going to be interesting. But like I say, let me have this as a conversation starter. Who are those players that you can remember? Any era, any country, who are those players who the face just didn't fit? And even better, do you know what I'd love to hear as well? The players whose face didn't fit, but then they got an opportunity and they went on to show exactly what they're all about. Because that would be a nice happy ending for this little tale with Evan Roos, wouldn't it? Who, like I say, I think's had a really good season. But you tell me what you think. Give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, probably after I've had a cold shower.